Hello and welcome to today's live event where we'll be doing website reviews. So if you want to have your website review, please leave it in the comment section. There's also a form in the description that you can fill out. And when you fill that out, you have the opportunity to join our list to have your website reviewed at any time. It's first come, first serve. So please sign up if you're interested in having your website viewed and reviewed by our team. Today's a great opportunity to have your website looked at, see what's going on, and see how we can make improvements, or just see what everyone's doing. It's a great opportunity to kind of get ideas from everyone when it comes to building your own website. So we're going to give people a little time before we get started, and we'll get started in just a moment. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. But again, if you want to have your website review, please use the form in the description below, and that'll give you an opportunity to join our growing list of people who want to have their website review. You can also check out our blog.photobiz.com anytime for recent content. You can see what's new, what we released in April, but you can also see some new things such as video content like why aspect ratios matter and optimizing your website with video, full page animations, why your website needs them, and much, much more. So when it comes to creating content for your website, those are some cool things that you can look into to really improve your website. But the blog is great for all types of suggested topics when it comes to there. So let's go ahead and dive right on into our website reviews for today. First website is Color My World Creations. All right, so we're going to go through this website page by page. So we start out with our home page. It looks like they use their business card as their logo, which is fine for what it is, but I would love to see something that's just curated for a logo itself. I just think that would give it a little bit more personality. You can kind of see they do it twice. I would rather it just be the words if possible, and then you could have like your phone number and other options below in the footer, or even up here in these areas. So that's something I definitely recommend, just making this feel more unique to yourself as a business website in there. Now, some other things that we're running into is background textures. When you have white text over, white sections of blocks with a background, it's nice to have something that doesn't take up too much space. So when you're looking at something like this, you can see it looks great in the top half, but it bleeds right into a lighter half to even more of a lighter shade of that blue for the water. And that's an issue because you can't really read what's in between. So I definitely recommend using something a little bit more solid, or using a background that has maybe a pattern to it that makes it a little bit easier to see, or reducing this type of content to maybe just here. That way we can see everything written here versus it kind of bleeding into one another. Now, another thing that you have is multiple uses of fonts. We have one here. There's something serif. We have a script font here. We have a sans serif font here. We have a more curly font here. Definitely recommend trying to stick to maybe just 2 font types when possible. That way it feels more unique to the brand. That way it doesn't feel too disconnected when I'm reading the page. Then we have some sections here revealing the products. I think this looks good. Something I would definitely maybe think of doing is maybe lining them all up on one row. I think that would be really nice just to keep the density of the page down. And I really like that you're ending with the footer. Maybe use a different color. You're ending with the gift cards. I definitely would use maybe a different color from the footer because they just are so harsh with this hard contrast in between. It's hard to see what's going on. And you might even want to build a dedicated footer. I do love the blue up here, so maybe the footer should match that color. Just something I would suggest. I think that might just make this section pop out a little bit more. Let's jump over to your gift shop. So best-selling items, we have a online store dedicated to products. It looks really nice. You have a white text on top of a light background, makes it very difficult to read. Again, something I would recommend is making sure you're having darker text or even a different script font altogether just to make it more readable. Let's jump in on your products. You got white text again for the product's name that you can't see because it blends too well into the background. And then you have the product information here, which I think looks good. Something I might recommend is changing the layout. I would rather see the text by the product, especially if you're going to have the text all written here, and it's really well written stuff. So let's have it match next to it, and I think that would go really well. Looks like you have multiple quantities. Looks like they can order as much as they want, so it looks good. You can always use inventory management if you need to as well, if you only have a select few. Let's look at a couple more products. Nice little epoxy charcuterie board. But again, I want to be able to see that text of the title. So I definitely recommend modifying that so it's visible. Okay, that looks fine otherwise. But yeah, let's make sure that the text is visible. It's very difficult to read. Let's just go and make sure that is enhanced. Okay, so we got a different font type. Now we're on our 4th or 5th font type. This is a different type of script font. Again, we still can't see those titles, so just ensure those are proper. Other than that, it looks fine. I'm going to assume that's going to be an issue for all those pages. We've got a different layout for how items are presented in a gallery here. Again, I want to be able to see that text. And let's try to keep some uniformity. The bestseller page was really well created, so I think it's really easy to navigate through. Like this looks great. Here's our 6th font. But definitely I love how this is laid out. This looks great. Again, same issue with the color of the title. We're on a new color. We hadn't seen this color yet. We got this blue tone. Again, it matches too much of the other blue tone, so you might want to give it a little bit more contrast. And we have a title that we can't really see here, and that might be our 7th. Font styling, definitely recommend making sure, and so you can see a lot of these titles are hidden because they're the same color. You want to remedy that. I would not put a button with a scripted font. I would change that if possible. Got a large layout here. Again, I think this is a little overwhelming, and we have a darker tone, unlike the rest of the website. Might want to switch. I like what you did with the bestseller page and what you did with the corks. I think the wine stoppers, it looks much like you. So I would definitely try to match that when possible. Let's jump over to coasters. All the titles of the coasters are not visible, so definitely remedy that. And you have saying check out our video. What are we checking out? That's what we want to make sure. Now you can embed that onto the website as well. Okay, this page looks nice. I like that shade of blue. Would love to see the title on that as well. Here we have a new font. Okay. Paintings. Very bright blue. This blue is a light blue on gray. Kind of hard to see. So yeah, mostly the font stylings I would definitely recommend getting right, and then choosing different ways to present the items. Like I like this page, like how you're trying to lay it out. I don't like this divider, that being the canvas. I think that just doesn't match. I'd rather it be this tone. We want to make sure there's consistency throughout. Okay. Gotta roll over videos. Let's see. We got this going. Okay, we got a new shade of blue. I like the color. I like that blue. I think it stands out. For this page, I think it does what you need it to do. I would rather the workshops come up higher though, and then you can showcase like what happens at the events later down below. Just a thought. Let's jump over to your about page. We got our 8th font type. We got our difficult to read background again. I would use something that isn't that way. We have another styling of it where it's too small, so it kind of cuts through. You can see right here. And this type of font does not work well all caps together. It just doesn't look right. For this page, I definitely use solid backgrounds and try to find consistency with your font stylings and colors. I would darken these so it's more visible. See how much contrast that has? It look really good that way. I would remove this font styling. It is really difficult to read. And it says it twice. So something to be noticing. Got a lot of eclectic different colors of solids that we hadn't had before. We have a button here that's just telling us to send a message. We don't need that because you're already telling them that here. Then you can go through here, put the styling. Yeah. So, just looking at the website, there's a lot of contrasting things going on. There's way too many font types. Dial it down to 2. 2 or 3 is great. Colors, finding 3 options would be great. We got a lot of different colors happening on this page with different button colors, different just background colors. Backgrounds in general, making sure they're more solid and visible for when it comes to text. Definitely recommend that. And for your shop, making sure there's a consistent layout. It's just going to make things a little bit easier for navigation purposes at the end of the day. And then for your layouts for your workshop page, just making sure that, again, that's easy to navigate to and get through. I would just probably flip-flop those sections right there. And for your about page, again, dialing it back, making it more solid colors, and fixing the fonts. I think that will go a long way. But other than that, I think you have a lot of great content here, but I think visually it can come very difficult, especially if they're looking at it through like a mobile device or something. It might feel a little too cluttered at the end of the day. So if you need any help with our team can assist you with revising these updates. I definitely recommend maybe a coaching service. A coaching service would be good because in 1 hour, they can do a lot of help just hearing your feedback, what you're looking for, maybe even transform it and put it on a different template styling. Either way, I think you can get a lot done in that time, and I'll talk about more about coaching services towards the end of this. But thank you for allowing me to take a look at your website. All right, next we're looking at Kenneth's website. So let's see. We have starts right on his About Me services and things like that. So right away, Kenneth, I know you're utilizing a older style portfolio builder. Now this portfolio builder was retired in 2015, so it's very few things you're going to notice right away. It's not secure, so having no SSL security certificate, Google immediately is just like, okay, well, this website, I don't know how much I can trust it, so I'm not going to show it to people. So there's one thing. So we updated all our software and everything from 2015 on. We are like about to start a new version, basically, from PhotoBiz 9. So we've had PhotoBiz 9, 8, and then something in between that since Portfolio Builder. So that's to clue you in how far advanced the technology's evolved. It's definitely got a lot of tools and resources that you can utilize. Now we can look at the content on the pages. I think this section is really handled well. It's got great content. It's written well. Something that you could have if you had this here would be call to actions to tell people where to go next. When we go to our services, it's very simple, very straight to the point. I think that's fine. The biggest thing is the mobile functionality is going to be lacking here versus on the newer technology that we have for PhotoBiz. Navigation guides, so you're even having to tell them where to go, and you're having a page that has to tell them where to go, where they could just naturally fill it out. Now, if you had a home page that was more dedicated, this could be that if you transform it into that. I think that would be really good. Let's take a look at your portfolio. You got a few different styles, and it's going to be a very traditional style where it's just rotating through. We're just going to look through a couple of these. Great looking work. Let's jump to another one. Whoop. Let's just go to cityscapes. And let's look at people. And let's end on wildlife. Yeah, Kenneth, I mean, your work is good. I think one thing that you'll value when you update to the newer system is you'll be able to showcase these images in more, larger space. It'll look more vibrant. Right now, it's very closed in, if that makes sense. All right, let's check out the exhibition and events page. So you're still updating it, so that's good to see. It shows that you're at least working in it. The problem is we want to make sure people are getting there. Now this takes you to a video interview. Let's jump over to a testimonial. Cool. Yeah, you can recreate this page on the new system. Easy contact me page. Pricing page. Now I think this is where things could get, it's relatively easy to read. Luckily you structured it really well, but you could create it with a FAQ block in the new system and it'll be kind of like cards, and I think that would look very nice. Or you could use the list item blocks. Those are a great way to stylize and make things look more sharper and more modern. You got a mailing list button, which you can do as well. You can also have a pop-up for that as well. So, Kenneth, I think you got a really great bit of content here. I think mostly now you're stuck in the box of let's make you more modernized, so you're finding people and people are finding you. These tools here, with the system, like I said, the portfolio builder ceased to exist in 2015, so it's only limited to its system now. If we wanted to go further, you could have a more lush website, a more modern website, a more mobile-friendly website, and it has SEO tools and everything else built right in. So some things that you could benefit from is like a blog. A blog would be fantastic. It's built right into the system now. What's nice about the blog is anytime you do any type of these exhibitions or events, you could have an article that's written about them. Any updates that you can have that, and there could be just more pages for SEO purposes. So it just helps in the long run. So those are some things I would definitely recommend. Is looking at those options. Talk to our team about it. See if that's something that you're interested in. I think they could easily port your website over, but again, talk with our team, see what's available. But overall, I think you have a decent website. I just don't want technology to hold you back, like this not secure option. Basically, when you see something like that, it means it's not going to show up to people, and we don't want that for you. Yeah, so let's just make sure that's proper, okay? All right, let's jump over to our next website for today, the Scarlet Lens Photography. We got a left side menu. First thing I notice is we have multiple sizes. I'm going to refresh this page real quick. Our first image is a tall vertical on a left side menu. I definitely would want something a little bit more wide to start out with. It's just going to have more impactful punch when you open it versus a more vertical. Like these horizontals look fantastic here versus starting out with something vertical. And even if I did start with something vertical, I don't know if that's your strongest image to start with. Like this looks great, like structurally, but the visual impact of it is like that would be good with the baby, or even if you wanted this one's great because it shows that off-camera lighting and it just has color and mixture. Where the other one's very light and airy. On a website, it kind of can feel like a little empty, especially with it being more vertical right from the start. So something to be familiar with. All right, so we jump right on into types of photography you do. I think this looks good. I think there's not much breathing room here. And you have left side, right side, left side. I definitely would make it more left side, right side, left side, right side. Now you have a lot of written content for these sections, but it's very empty over here. I definitely would recommend adding more context to these sections. You can lean on our AI system as well. It might be able to help you at the end of the day coming up with what the right words to say is. You could filter it in saying group photography, large groups, no problem. Help me write something a little bit more, insightful, kinetic, energetic to get people excited for the types of group photography that you do, like for sports, athletics, gymnasts, cheering, you name it, something like that. Same thing with the wedding. I think you can beef it up. Take this and make it, more impactful, longer, and mention engagements and day of wedding photography. Yeah. This right here, this background texture is fine, but your logo clashes with it. You cannot even see your logo really, and it does clash pretty hard with these colors going on right here. So I definitely would recommend either disabling the background or utilizing something slightly different, or removing your logo here, just so you can have that presentation. All right, let's jump over to the About. We're starting the page off a little less impactful again. Like it just kind of starts, this is more impactful, seeing a picture of you that large and getting to the frequently asked questions. But this feels a little empty, not seeing like a photo of you here. So if I would have put this photo next to you, maybe add a little color behind it, because it just feels kind of squished in there. And then we have much padding in between here, so it just feels kind of squished in there. And then if this photo was here, you could drop right down into frequently asked questions. I think that'll just make this page move a little bit faster, give it more impact. Something you could also do here is add like a where to go next call to action. Drive them to where you want them to go next. In your menu, go straight to contacting us. I think that's fine, but it's like, okay, I'm ready to fill out that interest sheet. Why don't you just put the form directly on this page? I think that would be better versus them having to do multiple clicks. There's also learn more. And I don't know what these learn mores are doing other than opening up an image. So this page kind of doesn't make sense properly. So I would go ahead and put this form directly on this page and probably remove this learn more or make it lead to somewhere. Clients is going to probably take us to a clients page. Yeah, so you can see those right away. Make sure all your images are in there so people can see. Um, yeah. Okay, and you break it up by family, seniors, all the different stylings. Got it. Okay. Something I might recommend is a different, maybe again, I think it comes down to padding. It just feels like I didn't know, so it just feels very squished in there. So just give it some air to breathe. Jump over to the blogs. Looks like the last time you blogged was in August. So I definitely recommend getting more content on the pages. I think that's going to help you in the long run, especially when it comes to search. Let's jump over to your specials. Yeah, see the form on this page works too. Um, okay, so you're doing session callouts for that far ahead. That looks fine. I think you can make this page a little bit more impactful. Maybe show something that you've done with snow in the past. That might help as well. I think I want to know more about this. It's kind of hard to tell what this is. Explain it a little bit more. I think that'd be insightful. And for your pages, it looks like, do you have any galleries where I can see your work? It looks like that might be missing. You know, for a photographer, I would definitely want to see more deeper connected portfolio. So I would create a portfolio page with multiple, different sections, much like how you have on your clients page. I know you do events. I know you do weddings, seniors, and families, and small businesses. In the Mirror Me photos, it'd be great to have more Mirror Me photos like scattered on this page, maybe a description for it, dedicated galleries for your portfolio here versus the client galleries, because people can't see them without being able to log in or having a password or anything like that. So I want to see more of your work. It feels like it's being safeguarded, it's being gatekept. So I want to see more. Show me more. I think that's the biggest takeaway is I want to see more because it's all hidden. That's the biggest thing I have to say is I think restructuring some things, giving some air to breathe on some pages, and actually having those portfolio pages would go a long way to create a more dynamic representation of your work. So definitely dial into that when possible. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our team about that. But yeah, as if I were a client, I'd be like, well, is this it? I want to see more. Otherwise, you got great content. It's just I want to see more. Like this is great photos, but to me, that's the only child photo you have. I think. Yeah. So just thoughts. Just thoughts. Anyway, that's my recommendations. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me or our team. They can assist you. All right, let's jump over to our last website for the day. Emily Poston. All right. So we start off with a small rotating banner. I would love this to fill up the screen, especially since we have a huge color wash here and then it all goes flush here. Just the beginning is less impactful when it's like already condensed, but then it stretches back out, if that makes sense. So let these images bleed off the page if possible. It's just going to give it more high impact feeling when it comes to it. I would give it some breathing room here at the top. This is way too flushed at the top. You want this to have some balance. Like how much blue is here? I want some blue above it. Beautiful photos. Like this is great. Great styling. Looks good. This looks good. New on the blog, so you've been blogging. You just dropped one recently, so that's great. Awesome. Nice looking homepage. I think it's really just the top. I want it more impactful, and I want to fill up this blue. Fix it. Give some more air to breathe, like this block and this block. Yeah, that's the only thing I really have to say about that. Let's jump over to our about. Nice photo. Nice little bit of information. This looks really nice. I like the border around that. Looks really nice. Awesome. Nice call to action here at the end to go ahead and book. This is a really strong page. I like what you're doing here. I think it looks really nice. I wonder if that's the only time I'll see pink on the website because I love that royal blue, but this is the one time we see this pink, and this pink goes really well too. But how often is it going to appear? I'm curious. Nice bit of information. Got a little texture behind here. This is the first time I've seen texture. Looks good though. Let's jump over to our next page. Same thing, very consistent looking. Yep, so these are identical, which is great because it helps us figure out a familiarity to the page. It feels like it's all been styled properly. Looks good. Very strong, got nice written part at the top. Great bit of information down here for people to fill out. So, you know, I think those are some strong landing pages. Looks really good. Looks really strong. Let's jump over to the pricing page. Oh, here's that pink. Now I'm curious how often we'll see that blue. I see the blue as the buttons. That looks really nice. Nice. I really like what you did with this page. I would add some breathing room right up here. It feels very close to this section. Let these areas breathe when possible. This looks really good, straight to the point. I'm guessing people can click on it and maybe... I feel like I want to click in and I want to go straight to purchasing. But you can view the galleries directly from here, which look really nice. So I think that's a really strong way to start it. For me, I want to click these and book you directly from these icons. You can set up something like that if you want to with the scheduler, or you could drive them at least to your contact page when people click on those items. Just something to think about. Let's check out your today's post that you posted. Oh, do Jenny Huska into Cinderella. Add makeup and pixie dust on Jenny Husky. Could you try, please? Hi, I don't know what you're referring to. Let me know. Okay, so for this, you know, one thing I would definitely add is a call to action to get people to say, hey, you know, if you want an experience like this, X, Y, and Z, you know, contact me. You want to be pushing people to book with you for their next sessions. People that you're sending this out to, because I'm hoping that you're sharing this on social media. You're doing what I call the film strip, so you're just kind of letting things roll. But I do love that it's a little, you break it up once in a while, so it looks really strong that way. So good job on that. But you're just missing the call to actions for bookings with you afterwards. Well, we kind of have one here, but I want to see more. Or at least a button here at the bottom too. Otherwise, really strong. Glad to see you blogging. Simple FAQ. Great contact form. People be able to select. That looks good. Let's jump over to the contact page. I'm sure this is very straight to the point. Looks good. Great job, Emily. I think this web page is nice. It's airy. Just small tweaks here and there, really, when it comes down to it. It's just adding space here and there. This is the only time we see this blue on this page. And I'm kind of like, do I want to see more of it? I don't know. It's kind of different. Everything else kind of utilizes the gray tones, the texture, and the pinks. But we really don't see this blue anywhere else. So I'm wondering if this is something you want to keep consistent for yourself, or if you even want to change that color. I do like it, though. I like that shade. I just want to see some air breathing in between it. Unless you're going to shift it to something like this. You know, that peach tone is really nice too. When it comes to this, I want this clickable to send you straight to the contact page, or being able to book with you right away for styling for a session like that. Your blogs, I want call to actions in there somewhere for people booking. You do it on this one for Julia. Let's do it through all the other ones if you haven't. FAQ, I think it looks good. You might even want to use an accordion style on this because there's so many options. That way people can just jump to the one they want to know. And yeah, I think overall, Emily, you did a really good job. Keep it up. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to our team. But overall, really strong. Okay, so we had our four for the day. Again, I'm gonna run through them real quick. This one definitely I want to see more consistency. There's a lot happening on the page. Let's dial it back. Let's choose only like one or two font types, one to two to even three color types. I want to see a real logo if possible. Restructuring some moments so it's a little bit easier to access. I think some of the gift shop stuff works, and then some of the others a little bit all over the place. But so let's try to find a consistent layout if possible for that. Workshop, I'll just reorganize it, maybe put the actual upcoming events up at the top first. Then you can see like what the events look like below. So that's the biggest thing I have for that. Ken, definitely just, I think you got a lot of great content. I just think you need to probably update to our newest system when possible. I think that's just going to help you in terms of search, being found, and giving you better security and peace of mind. At the end of the day, Google will trust this website instead of hiding it, if that makes sense. And then Scarlet Lens, I think there's some things that need to be fixed here with some padding, maybe even structurally, like what you want to start with. And I'd love to see a portfolio of content. I think that's definitely missing here. I want to see more work, and it's just kind of, it's not here. I'd have to go through the blog to see the content, but I want to see more because, we'll go from this all the way to 2023. So I think we need to have that there, have call to actions when possible on these pages, show me more information on these mirror me pages. On the special page, I want to see what that experience can look like. And then for Emily, it's just a few things to think about considering padding here, some color options, and then making sure you have call to actions on those pages when you drive people to them. All right. Again, if you want to know more, if you want to have your website review, please leave it in the form in the description. We do these every other Friday, but we have Friday events all the time. But first, I'm going to talk about our Growth Hub. You can always go there to get modern information, what up-to-date stuff, and also tips and tricks that can help your website grow. Then on the next slide, we have education.photobiz.com. If you come here, you can see our upcoming events. You can see today we focused on website reviews. Next week, we're focusing on how website animations can increase your sales. So that'll be something that you want to look into. Then we're back on website reviews. And then the following week, we are looking at pre-designed blocks and how they can enhance your website and how it can enhance how fast you build. Definitely don't want to miss that one. Website reviews after that, and then we'll be talking about video content, website reviews again, and we'll be talking even more about video content. But if you want our team to assist you, you can always call or chat with us. We're right here anytime. But if you want us to go a step further, we have services available. And in between step of all that is our education services, such as our coaching services. So you can choose between design assistance, e-commerce, client galleries, marketing, forms and contract, SEO, and even just getting started with PhotoBiz. 1 hour, $150. You can learn a lot in that time period. I definitely recommend doing this if you need anything revised, you want to get a refresh, but maybe you don't want to spend a ton of money on getting that refresh. This is a great opportunity to at least get you thinking about what you need to do, what you need to get done for your website. So definitely recommend doing that when possible. Next, you can always see our on-demand videos anytime. So if you get stuck in somewhere, you can look at our demos that we have available, such as our website builder, e-commerce, client gallery, scheduler, marketing, form builder, quotes and invoices, blog building, and our CRM. We have so many tools and features right inside the PhotoBiz platform that you can take advantage of right now that can enhance your website. So that's what we got going on. If you need more help, again, hit that icon in the lower right-hand corner. You can chat with our team anytime when it comes to anything that you're working on. And you can always check out our blog and education services that we have available. I want to thank everyone for allowing me to look at their website today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. But if you need any help, you can reach out to our team. I'm going to send these videos off to you soon, and you can always contact me through there as well. All right, everyone, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.